What's good, everybody? Thank you for joining us tonight. We have a session of open minds, and tonight we are talking about Meek Mill. Today, there was a decision made. Meek Mill's attorney put in an emergency petition asking the judge to grant the rapper bail. This was pending an appeal on the 2 to 4 year prison sentence that this same judge gave him a month ago. The judge denied the request today, said that Meek was a danger to the community, a danger to himself, citing continued drug use, and also say he was a flight risk. This is a topic that has garnered wide public attention in the media, even in the legal community, in the hip hop community. There's a lot of big that are campaigning on his behalf. They even had a Meek Mill rally. And so this is a talked about topic. He was denied bail today. A lot of people have different views. There are some people who feel like this is unfair, that he was overly sentenced. There are other people who feel that, hey, it's life. You don't get treated any better than anybody else, and that he should do the time. So I have a couple of guests with me tonight. I have another guest on standby. So if you're watching, just hold on and I'm going to bring you in. But today I have with me,
excuse me,
Michael Fanam, aka Michael Armstrong. I also have Justin McCloud. What up? Thank y'all for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. What do you think, Mike? What do you think about this whole Meek Mill sentencing, the judge denying the bail? What is your opinion on the situation? Do you feel like he was fairly sentenced?
I don't feel like he was fairly sentenced. From when everything first went down, when he initially was sentenced, like you said, was last month. The big topic was that the judge had asked Meek Mill for a favor and to work with a relative of the judge, and that the judge wanted Meek to remake a Boys to Men song. And Meek refused, and he refused to work with the relative of the judge. So it's kind of like what's the word? What's the phrase? A conflict of interest. So it seems like since Meek didn't do whatever favor that the judge asked, that they gave, the judge gave him the 2 to 4. When Meek's attorney and the prosecuting attorney or whoever it was, they both asked for no jail time. They both asked for no jail time.
Right.
So if the person that's on the prosecuting team and the defense are saying, he doesn't really deserve jail time for this, and the judge still hits him with this, it seems kind of funny. And then the attorney, like I said, the attorney's coming out saying, Meek's attorney saying, the judge wanted this favor from Meek, and Meek didn't do it. So now he's going to get this unfortunate 2 to 4 years, which is kind of extensive.
Right.
And it's unfortunate because, like, what was the actual charge? I forgot what the actual probation violation was.
In the violation, well, what she's citing that her reasons, the basis is two things. One is a failed drug test. This is supposed to be the basis of her sentencing. The second is a violation where she's saying that he failed the restricted travel order. Mm-hmm. The interesting thing about that, though, is that the travel order, allegedly he went to Atlanta to go to a rehabilitation center. He went to Atlanta to go to.
If he's going to a rehabilitation center, something that's going to be detrimental to his future and getting better and bettering himself, that shouldn't be like he's doing something positive.
Right.
Let me cut in right here 1 second.
But it's doing something positive for himself, so he doesn't have to deal with these issues as far as the law in the future.
Yeah. Well, there's actually even more to it. With that situation, the lawyer is claiming that they actually sent an email requesting that he get to go to Atlanta to this rehabilitation center, saying that she approved it. She's saying she didn't approve it. The district attorney even said, yes, you did. You did respond to it. She said they're both lying. Okay. Now, I thought that was really interesting.
If you have both sides, you know what I'm saying, coming saying that this judge approved it, and then all of a sudden, it's the judges. It sounded like the judge is playing dirty because
let me cut in here.
Yeah, what are your thoughts, Justin? What do you think?
First, and Mike, you don't have to answer this, but Mike, have you ever been in the justice system?
Not to this extent, but
Okay.
I have.
Let me say this. I followed this case closely, and there's definitely some funny stuff going on with this judge.
Right.
But with that being said, that's still the judge. He did fail a piss test, and he had traveled a couple times without permission. But the Atlanta situation, I think she's wrong for that. But the thing is, they're going to hang you at some point. They're going to get you. If you keep playing with fire, you're going to get burnt. Especially being a young black man and an entertainer. It's a high-profile case.
They want to make an example.
Well, not only make an example, but the first time he went in front of this judge, he had Nikki in the courtroom with him, all these people, and that's probably when they should have really gave it to him. But they let it slide. Now this time, everybody's trying to let it slide, and she's like, "No, I'm not letting it slide." And that's kind of where we're at with this. Speaking on me, I had never even got a speeding ticket before a day in my life. Never. And my first charge, well, my only charge that I've ever had, I was picked up, denied bail, set for a year, 8 hours from home before they took me to court to sentence me. And, like I said, it was my first charge ever, and they never caught me with anything, and they never produced anything, but they said I conspired on a cocaine charge, but I was never caught with anything, and nobody ever came to court to testify or anything, but I still got denied bail, said I was a threat to the United States of America, and so on and so forth. So,
Was that a federal case?
Yeah, it was a Fed case.
It was a federal case.
And like I said, I didn't get no breaks. He's got a ton of breaks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And those people tell you what to do. That's what you got to do. Do what you got to do to get off, and then keep it pushing.
Right. Yep. I get. There are definitely two different sides to this, and
I agree. There's gonna be some kind of punishment that has to happen because of the actual probation violation. You know what I'm saying? He did smoke. He dropped dirty with his UA. So I mean, there has to be some kind of punishment because he knows. You know what I'm saying? You know that you're breaking it.
Can we agree? Can we say, Justin, do you think that the 2 to 4 years is excessive? I mean, for a violation on a drug test, I mean, do you think he could have got like 90 days or maybe,
I think 2 years should have been the high end of the sentence.
Yeah.
But I think what didn't help his case none is they started pandering to the media and to the judge with him saying that he was quitting doing drugs, which that's what he's supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And then the lawyer doing these somewhat press runs. And I don't know, but if anybody knows, when your lawyer starts doing quote unquote press runs, you're guilty. You know what I'm saying? Your lawyer ain't gonna put on this show and this tap dancing to if you're not guilty, then he's not gonna go through all this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, unless you paid him a shit ton of money and he just keeps promising you he's gonna get you off or some shit like that.
Both of those are feasible reasons why the lawyer would be, going
right.
as hard.
But basically, I think Justin's point is that it's an unjust system all around, and so whether you're a celebrity or not, he feels like you gotta basically go face your responsibilities. If the thing about Meek is he's under the public eye. It's unfortunate. Everything that he do is going to get scrutinized. The wheelie incident, he was just having fun. He's rich. He's fucking having fun on wheelies.
But on fucking Instagram Live though, like,
right?
Cut that out.
Not smart.
Yeah.
Not smart.
You can't be out there if you know that you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing. Don't go on social media with
That's
it.
the worst shit. That's how
you told on yourself.
everybody messes up like that. You know, they telling themselves, and it's unfortunate. You got to
back in the day. It's just like back in the day with all the Smack DVDs when you seen all the rappers in the videos with guns left and right. Rappers that shouldn't even be around guns. Everybody got guns in the videos. It's just like you are incriminating yourself, and
Or it's like going on Vlad TV. You go on Vlad, you're going to tell on yourself.
You're going, yeah.
Because he gonna get something out of you, ain't he?
Exactly.
Vlad's gonna get some incriminating words.
Vlad's gonna get something out of you. So when
Vlad, aka DJ Feds, yo, man.
Okay, well, cool. Thank you so much for joining us, Justin. I'm gonna bring somebody else in. I really appreciate.
Okay. I want to say this real quick, and I appreciate you. But we was talking about the DA and the prosecutor and all that, talking about wanting to let him go, so to speak. My district attorney was trying to get me 18 to 24 months.
Okay.
My lawyer was trying to get me a year and a day, so I could get the halfway house one on. But anyway, so they was arguing a year and a half to 24 months. So I was thinking, worst case scenario, it's going to be 2 years. And the judge said, no, we giving him 60 months. And that's with not being caught with anything, first time offender, being white, everything that I had in my favor, just the judge wasn't going for it.
Right.
So
that's crazy.
He'll be all right.
And it's hard, man. When you're on a bad side with the judge, it's ugly. I know from experience. I had a judge that I can say her name, and all of Lansing will know exactly who I'm talking about. She was hell, and if you go in front of her, she's sending you to prison. So
speaking of Lansing,
I did get in trouble when I was living in Lansing.
I had a judge who told me if I come back in front of her, I am going to prison. So my lawyer, when I got in trouble, this is back in the day. I'm well refined now, but
person.
But my lawyer told me you're not even going to turn yourself in until she's out of office. Like, we literally waited till she got out of office for me to turn myself in, because we knew she would give me prison time for a violation of probation. Same shit that Meek Mill is on right now. You understand?
Yeah. So
Judge, I already told you what it was.
On my way out here, and speaking of Lansing, I was there a couple weeks ago. But on my way out, can we all agree that, especially as long as he's been dealing with this judge, and she's on some funny shit, just cut the bullshit and do what you're supposed to do? Can we agree on that?
Facts.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that, and I also think that because like you said, we can all agree there's definitely some personal shit going on with this judge. The lawyer now fired back today. His team fired back, and they're trying to recuse her from the shit altogether. Well, she's already sentenced him. This is going to be difficult.
Yeah, it's over with. That's done.
My thing is if y'all was trying to get her off the case, man, I don't know if they tried to get her off before, but they should have did that a long time ago.
Through what I've been seeing, they've been trying to get her off the case for the last 4 years.
Shut up.
Yeah. For the last 4 years, they've been trying to get her off the case.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And now, don't quote me on this, but I think he got this judge, and this all started in like somewhere between 2001 and 2005.
Yeah, because
he's been dealing with this lady this long, so he knows what he's dealing with.
Yeah, yep. Well, yeah, because his lawyer said that he was supposed to be off his probation in 2013. He said that she just keeps extending it due to these technical violations.
Right. So I wish him the best of luck, but at the same time, I know a lot of people who's been dealt a lot worse hands. So
right. Well,
it is what it is. Thank you guys.
Giving us the raw, giving us the real, giving us your opinion, your experience with the justice system. We thank you so much. That's what Open Minds is about. I'm going to bring somebody else in.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Yep, you too. Peace. Mike Phenom up in this. What up? Who's all up in here? Let me see what people are talking about.
I don't know, but I'm trying to act like I'm balling, drinking Moet during this.
Go ahead, pop them bottles. I'm popping. I shouldn't even.
Sprite Zero.
Sprite Zero, but I shouldn't even give them props because this episode is not sponsored by Sprite Zero. Okay, they ain't paid me nothing.
This episode is sponsored by the back of this champagne bottle.
This episode is actually sponsored by my company, The Boulevard, providing products and services to federal and state.
Shout out to the Boulevard, because I be seeing you doing your thing. I be peeping. You're shining out there. I see you.
Thank you so much, man. Let's look at the comments a little bit. We got let's see here. If I can do this, I don't know why it's not showing that. Oh, I know why. Hold on. Am I frozen again? Okay, no.
You're not frozen.
I was frozen yesterday. I was like, what?
I see the Boulevard light up in the back.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We working.
I see that.
Oh, okay. Here go. I'm like, where Lazzy go? Lazzy. Lazzy ain't got no lights in the background. We about to bring Lazzy in. Lazz. Okay. Now I see you now. We about to bring you in 5, 4, 3. There you are. What's up?
Yeah.
What's up, Lazzy Lazz?
What's going on?
What up, though?
All right. So, did you get? I don't know if you've been watching or if you just been standing by. Have you been seeing what we've been talking about, or?
Yeah, I mean, I've been standing by for a minute, but
I know.
As far as his situation, I've been reading up on it a little bit, and I come to it. It's real simple. I mean, it's two ways because we know how the system go. I've been caught up in the system before. Shout out to the L517 because I done lived half my life out there.
Okay.
Southside, what up?
Show up your L town.
All day.
Southside.
But I've been in front of a judge like that you've been in front of, saying like if I see you in here again, it's over for you. And I actually had to wait for this judge to retire. The same thing.
Was it stale?
It was. That's why I'm out here.
Was it Carolyn stale?
It wasn't. I know her, but
Shit.
this was about 2 hours away from there. It was a judge just like her.
Okay.
She'll run you up the way. But the thing is this. Okay, MEEK know his status. He know once he got to that status, he had to carry himself a certain way. Okay, he got in a situation, they put him on the papers, whatever that was about. Okay, you have stipulations. You have to abide by those stipulations. So once they get a hold of you, there's nothing you can do. You can spend the money on the lawyers and this and that. But once you violate, a violation is a violation. Understand this. A violation is a violation. Now, depending on how you carry yourself, they look at your posture. They listen to how you respond to questions. They put all that into consideration.
Facts.
Maybe this is a crooked judge. Maybe MEEK will rub her the wrong way. At the same time, we out here getting these millions. You getting these millions, man. If you don't need to be doing this or doing that, you're going to jeopardize that for all these people you got to feed.
Right. So
I'm not doing it. Glock, you already know. Excuse my French.
Right.
We paper chasing. So I done been on them. I did almost 10 years on papers. Concurrently, all together. I might have violated maybe twice. Out of, 8 years?
Mm-hmm.
But there's rules and stipulations to that. We take these chances. Sometimes we get caught up. We get messed up with the system. And they put these rules and regulations on us. Don't do this, don't do that. And then we do it. And then they put the clamps on us. And then all of a sudden, I mean, it is what it is, man. MEEK know what it is. MEEK know what it is. And that's just being real.
Right.
Leave it up to me. The judge wrong in all aspects. I don't know how deep that case go. She could, have some wrongdoing within the case, but if he was wrong, you know how they do us. That's
my biggest concern, my biggest issue with the entire case is the lawyer saying that the judge wanted MEEK to do a favor for a family member in regards to music.
Yeah.
That's my biggest issue. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Why is it an issue? It's not an issue. That
no,
don't
but the fact that she wanted, or the judge wanted, whether it's he or she, whether the judge wanted Meek to do a favor in regards to music, to helping out a relative of the judge, and to sign to a label that
yeah.
the relative of the judge had, and to do a song, to remake a song that the judge wanted Meek to remake under
Right.
the label of the relative.
Which
To try to-
which crosses the line of professionalism.
exactly.
You
That's
know,
that's almost what's the word?
I mean, it's a conflict of interest, definitely.
Not even just that, but that's like,
if she'd have caught him at Walmart or something off the clock and been like, "Hey, yo, what's up? Oh, that's me. Don't I know you? I just woo. Hey, do me a favor, man. Give a shout out to him." That's different. But professionalism is professionalism, and once you cross that, you crossed it.
Yeah, I mean, these lawyers are basically saying that that she's borderline obsessed with Meek. I mean, that's how they're painting the picture. They're saying that she, like, he had a charity event and she just showed up. There's she
it's
asked.
almost extortion. It's literally almost extortion. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, he asked her to put her name in a song, and his lawyer laughed, and she was like, "No, I'm serious." And Meek didn't do it.
Exactly. So they're not taking this. I don't see how anybody is not seeing this. Like, this has been thrown out there.
It's
And
really simple, because if she asked of these favors and this was inside the courtroom, they have what they call audio.
The thing is I don't know where these things were asked. I'm assuming I know the song thing was supposed to be in court. I don't know where she asked him to, because they're saying she asked him to leave Rock Nation and go sign with this music mogul named Charlie Mack. I don't know where that conversation took place or how she cut into him about that.
I remember correctly that the judge is like related to this label owner.
Yeah, she's got some kind of relationship with him.
Yeah.
Or something.
She can't be doing all that. She can't ask you to leave and go sign with nobody else. Or
so what I don't understand is just on a basis of just fairness, because it's supposed to be a fair system. We know that's a joke, but it's supposed to be a fair system. So just on the basis of fairness, because of all these conflicts, you would think they would have just assigned another judge just to, and then let that judge, but it sounds like it's a little too late now. It looks like the only thing that Meek can even count on at this point is winning an appeal. So,
what exactly was his? How exactly did he violate? What was exactly his violation?
Well, she's citing the two violations as a drug violation, a failed drug test, and then also failure to. She's saying he failed a restricted travel. He basically had a restricted travel, and she's saying he failed to let her get permission to go to Atlanta to go to a rehabilitation center. His attorneys are saying that they did actually request for him to go to Atlanta, that they emailed her, that they have documentation, they have the emails with her approving it. She's saying she didn't approve it. The district attorney even said that she did approve it, and she said that's not correct. They don't know what they're talking about. She didn't approve it, and so she violated him. Two things. Those are the two things that she's citing as his violation. A lot of people think that she violated him because of the wheelie situation and because of the situation in the airport with the photographer. Those charges were dropped. She couldn't really violate him on that. She had to violate him on some other bullshit, and then she violated him on the drug charge, the failed drug test, and the restricted travel. And so that's how she got him.
I think the bulk of that, as far as if she really asked him those favors, and he didn't come through with those favors, I kind of say she probably tied that in with the fact of the travel thing, because that other shit, drop that dirty and that little shit, that's weak. That's weak. You don't get no 2-4 for that shit.
I'd be interested to see who's over all of this, because she allegedly there was an FBI probe into her conduct in this case, and as you see, Sean John says, but she is being investigated by the feds. Yes, there was an FBI probe into her conduct of this case. Why didn't they just assign another judge? Why didn't they just assign another judge?
It's simple as that, especially when you're dealing with somebody of his stature. He done got there to that point. So he's on celebrity status.
Right.
So he's got good lawyers and all of that. So you don't, I mean, over these years, I didn't realize it was going on this long.
Right. Rick Brown says Paul Manafort can get bail, but Meek Mill can't.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Welcome to America. Okay.
I mean, he might have violated, but I see some discrepancies in there.
There are, and there's definitely some funny stuff with the judge, man. And unfortunately, it looks like man, you know, they actually tried to go over her head and try to file a motion, and that court actually said, sorry, she has to decide whether you can get bail. They tried to go over her head, and so they went back down to her, and then she denied it. So she's got power over Meek Mill, and she's had power over him for a long time. You know, so
still on the same token, you know, I'm riding with him to the end. Mm-hmm. But us as men, sometimes we can be hard-headed. Even it don't matter, as good as we can be doing, we can be hard-headed. We can have everything we need and still do some stupid ass shit. Meek, no.
Do that.
It's like I ain't met him personally.
That's people in general. People make mistakes.
It's like mentally right now we connecting. I can connect with he know what I know. You know, so come on, man. You know what they gonna try to do, and whatever. If she did ask you to do something and you didn't do it, you should have did it.
You know, when you're on probation and parole, we all know they have a hold on their life, man. They got a hold on your life, and you gotta play by the rules.
A lot of him. 2 to 4. Come on, man. You could have gave him 9 months.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's excessive. I think that the 2 to 4 for a failed drug test. I mean, damn. Okay, 90 days. Restricted travel. You want some bullshit because we got documented emails back and forth. But okay, you know what I mean. If you're gonna give, you know, but I do think that I think it's a little excessive. Letitia Horton says it's unethical. Okay.
Exactly what it is.
So, we lost Mike somehow, but I think he's coming back. Hold on.
It's horrible. You know, he violated. We know he violated. You know, you can't do wrong and don't expect nothing. But the damage that they put to him, they could have did. You know how they do in Michigan. Mm-hmm. They railroad you the same way. I was in a situation. They tried to make me tell on somebody I didn't tell. I confessed. I took the rap. Guess what they do? They charge me and they still charge that person. Right. They charge us both. Even though I took the rap, it's on paper that I took the rap.
Right.
Why do they get charged? Why do they have to get charged and I took the rap for it?
Right. Was this a federal or a state case?
It was a state case.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it would have turned federal real quick. It could have turned federal real quick. But I grew up knowing the ins and outs to a certain extent. You know, I took the rap. I was a stand-up guy. And they asked me a whole lot of questions about other people. And I don't know nothing about other people. I only know about what you're saying to me, what's pertaining to me. So, yeah, I have nothing to do with that. I don't know what you're talking about. And they still railroaded us. I had a paid lawyer. I think a court-appointed lawyer. I had a retainer. I keep a retainer on deck just for shit like this. The system is unjust. It's been that for a long time. Meek Mill was in the wrong. And I'll tell him that to his face. You was in the wrong. You know you was in the wrong. But the way the judicial system is, 2 to 4 years, man, come on, man. This man a businessman.
Right.
He feeding people. He feeding people. He
Right.
putting money back into the economy.
Right.
Y'all taking them off the streets. A drop? I dropped two. Come on, man. A dirty drop?
Yeah. I mean, they give people weekends. They give people weekends for dirty drops, you know?
Yeah, you don't even have to ingest anything and can have a dirty drop, depending on the situation and the circumstances.
Well, she also said it's really interesting. She said that he actually had a clean drop, and she said that she believes that he's using a substance to flush out his system.
It ain't about what you believe. Be professional. This is not professionalism.
And that's just kind of like those kind of things. It's like, okay, it came back clean. Now, you know what I mean? So, you know, there's obviously some, you know, there's some stuff going on between those two. That's not cool.
As a judge, you don't get to decide those type of things. Like, I believe you're using something to make sure you're clean. If he clean, he clean. Don't worry about it.
Right. Somebody must be trying to call somebody on Facebook. Whose Facebook phone going off? Somebody dialing. Y'all crazy.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm mad at MEEK, but I'm more mad at the judicial system because they ain't for us. You know, they try to railroad us, and MEEK speak his mind. You know, he's not gonna tuck his tail for nothing. So, and then down there, it might be a little bit different. It might be a little bit more harsh down there. You know, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, clearly,
you know, you see what they did to Ian Owens at the crib. First time offender. They gave him 102 years. Had never went to jail in his life. The first time he went to jail, he got a whole the whole thing, a whole 100.
What did he do to get 100 years?
Ian Owens, something about they robbed the bank or something like that, tied some people up. They ain't beat them, they ain't shoot them or nothing.
I never heard of him before. I'm not familiar with that case.
What was this? How long ago was this?
96, Ian Owens, Lansing, Michigan, Sexton Big Reds when Ron Banks and DeQuarian Stewart was there. That's
I
when
was in Lansing in 96 too.
Yeah, that was when Desmond Ferguson senior year coming out of Everett. You know Des Moneyball.
Yeah, that's my dog.
His senior year, Ian Owens.
Was that 95, 96 or 96, 97?
No, it was about 94, 95 actually.
Yeah, 90. Let's see, 94, 95 for me was.
Ian Owens. Look him up. We're trying to get him out now.
I was at Rich 94, 95.
First offense. They gave him 100 years. Had never had not a speeding ticket on his.
What was the charge though?
Robbed a bank or some shit.
He murdered nobody?
He didn't do nothing to nobody. It was 2 or 3 of them or something like that.
Nobody died though?
Yeah, I was on the south side out there in Canterbury Commons at the time. We was all out there.
I'm saying, did anybody die?
Nobody died. Nobody got beat. Nothing. He got 100 years. The whole 100. He in the feds right now.
I know a lot of guys who got 100 years. I know some guys who got 100 years. You know, I own an inmate services company, but those guys have done like double murders. You know what I mean? Like, so that's crazy for him to like not have like a murder or anything under his belt to get that much time.
I'm sending you the information, Kate, because I'm trying to help get him out now.
That's crazy. I would be interested in
on the first charge. That's crazy.
He never had nothing. No, he was a high school basketball standout. Desmond Ferguson, they all know him. Everybody knows
that. Yo, when you said that name, like that name rings a bell. Like I know that name.
Real skinny, real tall, Ian on Ron Banks. They all played on the team.
Yeah, because I remember Ron Banks. Ron Banks with the Sexton. He was a senior my freshman year.
I went to Sexton with Ron, and Ian was at the school too.
That's probably why I know the name.
Wow, that's crazy.
First offense, they give you 100 years. See, the judicial system is fucked up.
Wow.
I was a freshman the year that I was a freshman Ron's senior year, because him and Mateen Cleaves was the top 2 players in the state at that time.
That's wild.
The constitutional law. You don't know what you face with until they hit you with some shit, and then you go to digging into the word, and then you get to digging up shit and get to finding out where they played you at.
Oh yeah, but then it's always too late.
Yeah, it's too late.
It's always too late.
They
It's
making an example.
unfortunate.
That's all they doing. She know what she did. She pissed off, and that's what it is. You can't do nothing about it because she got a robe on. And
Yep.
half, and they in the robe, and you think they of that certain tone of color. No, it's only one. When they put that robe on, that's all they go by is that robe. And then if they make a deal with you and you don't fulfill the deal, she could have said, "Make sure you bring me McDonald's tomorrow." I'm for real. He could have missed that McDonald's lunch meal and got 20 years behind it.
I'm trying to tell you, it's messed up because, some judges, you just catch them on a bad day and they're going to give you 10, 15, you catch them on a bad day. So, when I was going to court, my lawyer would always say, when I went to court for the several things I went to court with in my past, the lawyer would say, I hope such and such is in a good mood today. If he's in a good mood, we're going to be good. If he's in a bad mood, I don't know. Not sure how shit's going to turn out. You know what I'm saying? So it can go on the judge's mood that day on how on what your sentence is going to be.
I've seen that out here. I've seen that out here in Seattle, man. Like, I've literally seen a judge come in like with an automatic bad attitude, and somebody just, like off of their first DUI, had to do a year in jail. First DUI ever. Nothing on their record. First DUI, year in jail.
And you done seen people get their first DUI and get probation and walk right out and go live their life.
Exactly. My first DUI, they gave me, I did, 24 hours in jail and did like 5 days of house arrest.
Don't get a judge that's got a common something in common with your charge. Like, say for instance, you get a drunk driving charge and the drunk driver hit and killed their nephew back in 85. They're going to hate every single drunk driver that comes in front of them, and they're going to give them the maximum. So these are all things that you have to factor into when you're going in front of these people. Unfortunately, you have to be goody two shoes, especially somebody like Meek Mill, who's in the public eye like that. It's really sad because he had a lot going for himself. I was kind of surprised to see everybody rallying for him because they don't rally for him like that for them album sales for Meek, but I think that they see.
That's crazy too.
That's not. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. You know how we are. We don't appreciate somebody till they're gone. Now he's gone. Everybody like, damn, Meek, free Meek.
Exactly.
It's unfortunate. It really is. I just think that right now he's in a place where, man, the only thing he's got going is an appeal, and hopefully the judge that sees his appeal paperwork, will look at it, take a different view, and say, hey, let's get this guy another chance.
Hopefully.
Maybe not.
He doesn't deserve this 2 to 4 sentence. That is, in my opinion, that's extreme.
Yeah.
Did my guy
thanks, Justin. Thanks. Drake give him that L.
They did my guy like that. Here,
they didn't, did they? They were dogging Meek. Now everybody's on the Meek campaign.
I ain't gonna front. I was one of them.
Free Meek.
Well, they just did my guy like that. He's a emerging artist out of Michigan, Zap Solar, the Honorable C Note. Mm-hmm. My guy, he's up under the Honorable C Note. They just tried to hit him with some Meek Mill shit, something real petty. They just, man, it ain't fair over here. It's twisted, and we got to think as men, as individuals. We have to think like, this is what we doing. This is what we got going on. This is how many people can be affected by this. So I don't like to use the word minority, I'm gonna say an outsider looking in. As an outsider looking in, we already knowing this, but you can't be rebellious. Like, you know what? Fuck what they talking about.
Yeah,
it's me.
absolutely not.
all that shit. No. If I'm on papers, if they say I can't
Cool.
go, I ain't going. It might hurt my pockets, but if I'm already got one leg in the game or both of my feet in the game, I'm good.
Right.
I'm gonna wait my time, and I'm gonna keep recording these tracks. When it's time for me to move, I'm gonna move, and I'm gonna have build up. You got to think better, man. We got kids out here, nieces and nephews. We got shit to do.
Yep.
So that's why I'm mad at me.
And Meek has kids, so unfortunately, you know, they're not going to see their father for a while, unless they go to, you know, unless it's at the prison when they go to visit them, which is never.
I don't know how true it is. I'm hearing she crooked.
Cool.
I'm hoping she crooked. The judge.
Yo, if this judge comes out to be crooked, this is gonna like turn so much shit upside down.
What do y'all mean? He turns out to be crooked. She is crooked.
I mean, but if the proof is out there, if it gets,
you mean like with the FBI probe and stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Like the actual proof. We're just speculating because we like this sounds shady. This sounds personal. You mean like if it's actually proven?
Yeah, if it gets out to and proven and she gets found, you know what I'm saying, to be dirty, so many people can get their shit retried because of that.
Yeah. See, I don't think they're gonna want to deal with the cost of that. That's gonna cost a lot of money. You know.
Yeah, but man, that was a long time too. We living life. Gucci Man was gone, what, damn near 3 years. We needed Gucci out here. We need MEEK out here. We don't need none of locked up, not off no humbug. See, you could have put him in a program. I've been like, oh, you dropped the dirty. We need to get you in a program. We're gonna do this for you. It's something more to that.
Yeah, definitely. It's personal. It sounds personal, and somebody should have stepped in.
Definitely sounds personal.
I think before it got this far, but again, it sounds like she's had her grasp on him for a while, and she, you know, basically it is what it is. You know what I mean?
She acting like Big Auntie or something.
He said Big Auntie, big mean auntie, because ain't none of my aunties trying to do that to me. So this a mean ass auntie. This I don't know what kind of auntie this is, but
hopefully MEEK, being a stand-up guy, he's standing all the way up to it. We had to conduct ourselves as real businessmen, and whether we on the lowest end trying to come up, in the middle, or at the high, because whether we like it or not, there's someone to answer to. You know, we all only want to just answer to God, but in the flesh, we ain't seen him yet. So we answering to these rules and regulations that they got out here in the world, like don't run a red light, because if I'm around and I see you, I'm getting you. And if we run it and we ain't paying attention, we might get got. So there's boundaries. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's boundaries to certain things that you do, and with the profession that he got, they might say stay away from alcohol, woo, this and that. It's hard to do that. What you gonna do? Perform at some team parties? He might have to. He got a lot of edited verses and edited songs and different things. You might have to rough it out for a minute.
Yeah.
Once you get over the hump, keep doing what you're doing. Because this one right here, you know, she put a void in his life, and she put a void in hip hop to a certain extent. Because she didn't really do it like that, because MEEK still gonna drop. We know he's still gonna drop.
He's been doing a lot of stuff with charitable organizations, a lot of stuff with kids lately. If you look on his social media and stuff like that, he's been posting a lot of that stuff. They even gave out a whole bunch of turkeys and stuff for Thanksgiving, and he's not even around. His organizations are still doing shit out here, you know. It's, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, all we can do.
He got love out here. You know, he got a team out here, and he got people that believe in, you know.
And you know, the other thing, you got to watch your circle too, man, because when you're a guy like that, and you got all these people under you, you got all these people who you're feeding, You got to make sure that the people around you have your best interest too. You know what I'm saying? And the people who can be like, dog, I wouldn't put that shit on Instagram, dog. You know what I mean? Instead of the niggas that's like, yeah, post that, post it. You know what I mean? So,
Hey, I don't want to leave, but unfortunately, I have to take care of daddy duties and drop my son off to his mama.
All right, peace.
If y'all are still here when I get back, I'm gonna hit you and find out because I definitely enjoy this conversation.
We appreciate you. Now we're getting ready to wrap it up, but we appreciate you joining us. We'll definitely be bringing you back on for more topics in the hip hop world.
I hope so. I enjoyed this thoroughly.
For sure. Thank you so much.
All right, peace.
All right, peace. Yeah, but you know, the whole thing with that is I think that when he gets out, he's probably gonna move. Well, he's gonna have to move differently, and hopefully, I'm assuming, you know, doing this, he won't be on any kind of probation at all when he gets out. Any kind of parole, I'm not sure. I would hope that he would just be done with it altogether after he does this. I hope he wouldn't have to be back under probation again, because that's crazy.
I mean, since how they did it like that, that should have been part of the deal.
Yeah, I think it would be. I mean, I would think it would be. I don't think you know, that they would put him back on.
Being an artist like he is, not to move around. He might, within the next hour, he might have to fly out of state. So trying to confine him to one area, and this is business. This is business. But they thinking the stature of his music. They ain't, I mean, me and you know, they into the mindset. Okay, what does he do? He rap. What kind of rap do he do? Or what type of beat? He's in hip hop. So they take that in consideration. Oh, okay, they probably cussing. They probably talking about this and that and the other. And woo, woo, woo. Let me see how they carry themselves. They watching every move you make.
Well, they know how MEEK came up. Everybody knows MEEK came up in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So they know. And
if he made himself professional in the courtroom, that matters too.
Yeah, but you know, at this point, it seems like that judge, it probably wouldn't even matter, because she
they jumped on her head ASAP. So the things that I see that's being said about her, if all is not true, something's definitely not right with her.
Right.
So that's all it takes.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. You taking these people away from their families, their kids, their livelihoods, and don't ask me for no favor. Just ask me to stay out of trouble.
Right.
Don't ask me to put your name in no song, jump on no song with your nephew, or let them come rap with me, or none of that. That's
totally unprofessional. Totally unprofessional. Completely.
What I'm doing is what I'm doing.
Right.
And look at me look by the laws of that right there. And look me in my eyes. You might feel like, you know, don't try to just send nobody to the moon.
That's the problem. That's the problem, man. So these people get this, you know, power in their hands, and sometimes there's power trips. And that's what anybody who has any kind of power, you know.
They say he violated 3 or 4 times over the years, and it's just not catching up to him. You know, I wasn't really following all into that like that. I just listened to the music when it come out. I don't care about that, because we live and survive, and it be altercation. Somebody might have grabbed him. He might have reflexed, might have elbowed somebody in the jaw. Now they trying to sue him and lock him up. Talking about he done broke somebody's jaw, but really, because his life done changed. People ain't the same, and everywhere you go, you know how crazy it is out here, man. You can't even go to the wall.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, I'm gonna wrap up this session tonight. I thank you so much, Lazzy. Lazz, I appreciate you. You commented on the thing earlier, and I'm like, you know what? Let me bring you on. I wanted to get your opinion. You brought a lot of insight tonight. I appreciate you. You already know what it is. It's love all day. Open Minds. This has been another session of Open Minds. I appreciate everybody that came on today. Subscribe to our YouTube channel when you get a chance. Open Minds. Also add our Facebook page, Open Minds, and also do me a favor. If you love me, please share. All right. So thank you again and have a good night. We out.
Dear God, I wonder can you save